So I follow this rule, this pretty cool rule, 10-20-30 rule. Oh, sorry about that, thank you. All right, 10-20-30 rule, 10 minutes, 10 slides, 20 minutes, 35 presentation. I learned that in concise, being succinct and concise. All right, so cool, I'm Bruce Waller, CEO and founder of Kairos Carolina Digital. Actually started a digital marketing agency, 2020, and I was doing a lot of consulting work. Before that, I was a nonprofit for a while as a director in community engagement, marketing for nonprofits in Western North Carolina, people like United Way and Appalachian Community Health Center. We go to the next slide. So this is a little bit about me. I think I look kind of cute, right? I look cute, right? So many of you may know me from the Black Wall Street, doing a lot of work, getting that started in Spearhead, and also Grind Coffee Shop. But what's behind it is my digital marketing agency. Like, that's the secret sauce, right? I have like a whole squad, and we get in the background, we just kind of nerd out and figure out what does it take to really step into spaces across digital platforms. So that's a little bit about me. 16 years of progressive experience in engaging the community. I am a military veteran. I don't know if we got any veterans in the house. All right. I was a parachute rigger. I jumped out of airplanes and packed parachutes. That was real fun, right? I have in the beginning have helped a mental health company reach $4 million in 1 year. So as far as an explosive growth, like how to help businesses scale, that's the thing that I do. And so we're kind of doing it time and time again. Of course, you can see we do Black Wall Street, co-founder for the Grind Fest, and we have onboarded 130 businesses through Black Wall Street, and the list just goes on, right? We go to the next slide. These are some of, I couldn't put them all in here, but I just put some. These are some of the people that I have worked with in the past. Of course, you may know some of these brands, some of them you may not know, and these are individuals that I have worked with time and time again, returning customers, but also I put Black Wall Street on there, of course, and Ryan. Those was some of my biggest projects that we did. I did a huge project with Wonka Pre-K. I don't know if y'all know much about Wonka Pre-K. They were helping 3-year-olds that are turning 4 get into proper education. And so that was across Western North Carolina. So that was a new product. They never had done it before. And that was a fun gig. We did that for like 6 months and really like brought in a lot of young kids and their mothers that needed that support and help. Of course, we're the River Arts District, WNC Nonprofit Pathways, some of these brands you may know, okay? And the list goes on. So these are our satisfied customers and clients. Move forward. So I am a one-stop shop marketing agency. I'm not by myself. I have a team of about 6 people that work with me, right? So we meet every day. I actually have some of my team members send Davey the presentation because I couldn't send it from my phone, so need to have a good team. So just a little bit about what we do. I am a marketing service. As you can see, social media marketing, email, text message. I actually have products where I can build CRMs for you, your own customized relation management system that can send out text messages, emails on your behalf, all customized funnels, the whole 9 yards, all right? Management services, as far as your social media and all the things that pertain to managing all of your marketing needs. Of course, we build websites, designs, landing pages, and of course others as far as graphic design. I'm going back and forth so y'all can see, writing services and brand identity. So that's where I started. I just realized when I actually learned from another company, it was like, Bruce, if you want to do this, you need to have these things in place. So I actually modeled after another agency that was doing 7 or 8 figures, and I was like, hey, how do you do that? Teach me, right? So I actually went through their school, and it was 2 years of extensive training. They pretty much whitelisted everything that they had and gave it to me, and it was like, Bruce, you can tweak it, make it your own, and I ran with that. And so I'm here now in 2023, now as a full-blown entrepreneur, thanks to training and learning and getting the things I needed. I went dive fully in as an entrepreneur. All of it kind of happened at one time, just so y'all know. Before all of this, before Grind, Black Wall Street, and Kairos, I was working in nonprofit for some time, right? And then it kind of all just happened, back to back. That's another story, right? That's how the universe works. All right, we can go to the next slide. All right, Some of my team members. So of course, I said meet the Kairos tribe, right? So the Kairos tribe, of course, I'm Chief Bruce, right? And you got Apollos. Apollos is dope. I don't know if anybody knows Apollos, but Apollos is a secret weapon. And you actually know who one of the team members are. He does our digital and sales funnel strategies. He does our storylines. He does a lot of the different pieces when incorporating how to move people online into a digital product or to buy into something by building stories, scripts, funnels, all of those things. Of course, you have Raza, our project manager. Raza is dope. Raza has been with me for about a year and a half, and she knows all the pieces, nooks and crannies of my business to keep everything organized, straightforward, and real tight. We have Ken. We have a good time, y'all, every day. Ken is our web designer, and he does all of our automations. Of course, you have Gabe, graphic designer, and then July. She's our social media manager and content creator. And as we find more need, we add to the team. Right now, with us six, that's six? Yeah, six, right? With us six, we can do a lot. We can do a lot of work. We can pump out a lot of different things for our clients. All right. The other piece of my work, so you got Kairos. It's broken into 3 buckets. Kairos Carolina Digital, we have the one-stop marketing services, right? One-stop shop, which you saw on the first slide. This is kind of like my specialty. It requires me to do this part. I coined this term called Together Specialists. I work in a lot of schools and nonprofits because that's where I came from, schools and nonprofits. And I found I really had a good knack of how to bring community together in different ways that focuses on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging within organizations. So how to really dial in and find the different things that actually make an organization tick. So I've been working with Werner, of course, Asheville City Schools, CTE program is like a curriculum technical education center that's a part of Asheville High School. So we've been doing a lot of cool work, and those are the 3 things I focus on: getting community buy-in, find and retain talent, and obtain outreach and communication. And it's focused around those 4 DEIB: diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Okay. All right, so this is where the pivot happened. After being a year and a half in this, doing the one-stop shop marketing agency, also having Together Specialists, being in Black Wall Street in an entrepreneurship leg, I kept finding this problem with all the entrepreneurs I came across. Working with BIPOC founders, to achieve their marketing goals, I kept finding this consistent problem with entrepreneurs. And those are the 3 things. They don't have the proper digital marketing skills or consistent dedication, right, to achieve the desired outcomes of building content. They don't have enough hands to get all of their business's needs met, so digital marketing has always been neglected. And then they don't have a proper roadmap around digital marketing. So after kept hearing that and over again for like a year, I was like, man, I have to find a succinct, concise problem that can help BIPOC founders. And so we go to the next slide, and I decided to create this called Personal CMO. And CMO stands for Chief Marketing Officer. This product right here, I am still tweaking. I've been doing beta testing for about 6 months. I always test anything I come out with. So what you're seeing right here is something I've been testing on actual clients, BIPOC founders. And so pretty much, as you can see, it's a done-for-you marketing service. We become your marketing department with full staff to take care of all your digital needs. Now, this does not require me. It actually has my team, and we go through these steps of onboarding clients, building out marketing materials, integration, revision, implementation, accountability, and real cost. So that's like the pathway, right? But what is included in this is real phenomenal and cool. So what makes this a little bit different is that it's already pre-planned, already done for you. And my team can actually go into an agency and they build everything out, automate everything, make it look really tight and clean, and it does wonders. So we go to the next slide. So this is what is in here. This is still being upgraded, and we're still cleaning it up. But for right now, this has been working wonders for a lot of our clients. So we do once we cut a call, and that's with a VA. So any of the VAs, and I have 20 VAs. So we have people from all over the United States, all over the world, that are working with our clients, and that does not require me to do a lot of the work, but our clients are taking care of it. So this is all the things that you get: Facebook advertisement, Facebook group engagement. We work with maximum of up to 3 social media platforms. You get twice a month growth strategy calls with me. That's a mastermind group. I do a Zoom twice a month with all of our clients to go over strategy on how to continue to scale. And pretty much what I'm giving them is the strategy of how we did it with Grind, or how we're doing with Black Wall Street, or those pieces. You also get your own branded CRM to communicate directly to your clients, weekly email content, weekly text messages, and the list goes on. We generate hundreds of ideal customers. So I find your ideal customers, and then with 24 hours, I can get you between 600 to 4,000 leads of your ideal customer in a specific zip code area, all clean, legit leads. And then we nurture them, and then we sell and offer the products. And so yeah, we host you a launch party, and then we build out 30 days of content. And so from 30 days, so as soon as you get into contact with me, we got a plan of action. Go to the next slide. Okay. So action plan. So the thing is ROI, right? It's super important to entrepreneurs. What is my return on investment? So as soon as you lock in with me, I already have a 30-day plan of action helping you get to where you need to go. And these 3 things, we're going to already automatically generate for you 800 leads within 24 hours. I'm going to find your ideal customers. I'm going to go through a list of questions with you, or my team will, and we'll automatically extract those people, whether it's here or anywhere in the United States. I have a service or a software that can do that for me, right? And then we're going to construct you a launch party. So whether that's online launch or an actual physical location, we're going to do an actual launch. What's going on, bro? And do a PR strategy around that to pull partners and people into the space and location. And then we're going to schedule a content day with you to extract as many ideas as possible. That's normally a 2-hour intensive, we pulling out everything from you before we leave you alone for a little while. At least in the first week, we're going to be bothering you a lot to make sure we, on the front end, we're getting everything from you to ensure that you have exactly what you need. And so we're building out 30 days from now. We set it and forget it. That's like the biggest thing for me. All right, go for it. Testimonials, these are some of them. I don't know if you know a dude, Tech House ABL. That's his information. If you want to find out more, you can scan that. And that's Rayleigh. She's the founder of Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. And they really enjoyed it. And these are some of the beta tests that we've been doing over the past 6 months. We got a lot of good feedback on it. All right, next up. All right, this is the big thing. I want to take this product that I've been doing and actually turn it into an AI tech software. The way to be competitive is you have to go this route. I mean, it's just the only way. Things are getting faster, smaller, sleeker, cheaper. Things are moving in a different direction. I want to take personal CMO product and make it an AI tech software and give people the opportunity. If interested in any of this investor, developer, or partners, we can find out more information. You can just scan that. That leads you to a form, and we can have a further conversation if you want that. Okay? All right. So, yeah, just because of time, I could talk for hours, honestly, about this stuff. But this is a presentation on Kairos Carolina Digital, what we're doing, what we offer. That's my contact information, my digital business card, of course, and you can reach out to me if you have any questions about any of the things I have on the slide, and I appreciate the time.
Hey, questions from the group?
Nice photo shoot, Bruce.
Oh yeah, that's a shout out to Shimon. He did that.
Oh,
Shimon, my brother.
thank you for the presentation. So my question is, who is your ideal customer? And especially when you're working with startups, budget is limited. So essentially, how do you make money, and do you plan on going upstream to larger customers, larger companies, or are you trying to niche down in that startup?
Yeah, so actually my ideal customer has changed. I go through this exercise, it's pretty extensive. I do it every year because as my company grows, my ideal customer or my target market of who I want to focus on may change. And it actually used to be a lot of, it was B2B, organizations that were actually looking on how to actually take their business to the next level. So that typically would include executives, CEOs, those individuals, founders of big organizations, and they were social enterprises. So I love working with a social enterprise or a nonprofit, not just for-profit done, and forget about the community, but someone that can actually pour back into community. So that's what it was. But as I fine-tuned that personal CMO product and found out who I was, it was BIPOC founders, particularly biracial women. I actually had a lot of success with them. Biracial women ages between 25 to 45, and they were typically making 60,000 plus up, and their business making 30, 40,000 a year, and so they could afford the service. And then I found out all the psychographics, what they dealt with, what their story was. I even built an avatar story, so I created a fiction story on them to dig in deeper. And I found this person online. I take all my clients through it, so they know exactly who they want to. So that's who she is, and the personal CMO product works well for her. And it's open to any BIPOC founders. It does well for anybody, but for me, I have that focus, laser focus on that individual.
Here we go.
Why do you think it is that, why do you think it is that these companies are struggling with marketing? Because when I look at the tools that are available right now to companies, and you look at, GPT-3 able to write blog posts, and you look at how simple the email marketing tools have become, and how automated you can actually post with tools like Repurpose for your social media. I mean, yes, there's a huge plethora of tools out there at companies' disposal, supposedly making marketing easier and easier. And yet, I think there's so many companies that still want to hire out a CMO on demand.
Yep.
Why, at the core, why do you think that is? Why do companies still struggle with marketing, with all of the technology options that are out there?
Well, when you talk about marketing, especially digital marketing, I mean, when I did the research last, when COVID happened, there was an uptick in online business. I mean, it was like, the graph is here and it went up this way. It was like 300-something%. And so you're actually dealing with something where people can't retain. It's so much out there that people don't know where to start. There's no proper roadmap. And they would like to work with individuals. What I have found out, working with people that actually know how to already do this makes their life easier. There are a lot of tools. I have seen successful entrepreneurs that had hired nobody. They found it themselves, made it easy and saved money, right? But the more and more founders that are out there, there are a lot of new founders. Even just the economic terrain alone in North Carolina, there was an uptick of a lot of new entrepreneurs that don't know what the heck they're doing, don't know where to start. And so they need information, or they want to hire out, or they need support. So I do both of those. I actually teach classes on this stuff, and I also have a service that's affordable for the individual that has been doing some level of transaction. Because this is not for a person who started. I have classes for those individuals to get started. But to answer your question, people don't know where to start, and they don't know what to do, and they need help. And the best connection is human-to-human connection. Marketing at a subatomic level is connection with individuals. When you study marketing, how it started, you could date it back to anything. It always started with people offering a product based on what they need.
So thanks for the presentation. I have two questions.
Yeah.
So first, how do you price offering this virtual CMO? And then how are you planning to scale that, maybe with the growth of the company or across companies with the growth of the service itself?
So I'm glad you asked that question. So there is a formula I use to price my stuff. So I look at the expenses of my company, right? We're fairly small, meaning we don't have a whole lot of people. So I look at the expenses of everything, what it takes to build something for someone, and then I actually add 20% to that. And so that actually gets me a little bit in profit. And so I'm not trying to dig deep in people's pockets. So I look at what it takes to make it happen with my team, software, all the variables of my business. Then I add 20% to that. But the second thing, I can't scale because maximum with personal CMO, I probably can do 20 people really well, right? And so I can tell you the price of the product is $1,250, right? I got $800, $1,250, and $2,500. But even at the suggested package is $1,250. All that stuff you saw in there comes in that package, right? $2,500 is for bigger organizations, like I need more, like I just built a spa and I have $200,000 to start up, that type of thing. But even with having 20 customers, there's no way to scale with that. I mean, because that's manpower. So I have to move into a realm where I have software and AI to take this and put it into something that can do it for a customer, and it's half the cost. You know what I mean? So instead of something being $12.50, that product or software can be $300 to $500 a month. You know, so that's.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess within that 20 people, right, your services are going to help those companies grow and acquire more customers. Are there additional offerings you could provide for them that could scale you with it without growing a customer base?
With like digging deeper, yes. Like digging deeper with the customer, yes, there is. In that one product alone, there are other pieces of it that didn't require funnels. Like funnels is a big thing, right? Sales funnels and how to build those correctly with storylines. And so that's not even in that product. There's no website in that. There's a lot of different upcharges or bumps that I can offer in the product. And that was designed for that. Like, oh, that's cool. I can handle that. And so we come up with a 30-day action plan. How to accumulate this money back within the first 30 days, and then moving forward for that. So it's been successful.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Oh.
hi. This is not a question, but I was one of the founding teachers at the Franklin School of Innovation, and I just want to say that the work you have done for that school is incredible. When we started it, who knows about a new charter school on the map? There are a lot of charter schools here. And now people know about Franklin, they know about the mission, they're aware of what's going on there and why it's a great alternative. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. Under the Together Special.
Hey there. Please talk more about the AI in terms of what you want to automate and or what existing tools you want to bring in.
Yes. I didn't put it in there because I didn't want it to be super public yet, but I can share it here, right? I actually just have it in my notes. So
This will be on YouTube.
yeah. That's why I put a QR code in to dig deeper with people that want to. But just so you know, canopy level, the things that are going to really work well. I mean, I'll say this: there are products out there that's kind of already doing this, but the market is not saturated yet. So there's space for Bruce, especially a black man, that even zooms in even further of who is represented in that industry. So I know a lot of me is not in that space, but as far as the AI software, it is out there, but it's not saturated yet. So as far as one of the things, we actually have that CRM built inside of the software that sends out text messages, of course, emails. There are companies already doing that, text messages, emails. The other things that it will do, it will build reels for you. It will build all of your videos, your content, designs and graphics. You just put some keywords in there and it comes up with all of this stuff. I've been using some of this AI software. That's how I came to this conclusion. I'm like, well, I see this, but they don't have this. I see this thing, but they don't have this. Well, we're about to took all those different things and added it into a software. So it would include that, also content, writing. A lot of sales copy is huge. I'm sure we have a lot of writers and people might like to write and nerd out and get on it, but a lot of startup entrepreneurs or people who have done entrepreneurship, they don't have time to sit there and write. So you can actually put keywords in there, campaign strategy, and you'll pull and extract. These are some of the things like 20, 30, 40, 50 different captions for your social media and emails and text messages. So those are just some of the things that will be placed inside of that. And it also will build out roadmaps for strategy, what you should do.
So are you building any tools or more like just integrating tools that already exist?
No, I'm going to build it. Yeah, I'm going to build the whole thing.
First off, thank you for the presentation.
Yeah.
I think of myself as somebody who's very curious and interested in digital marketing agencies. I have two questions. One's kind of business oriented, one's a little more fun maybe.
Yeah.
The first one being, if you had another person to bring onto your team, where would you place them? What would they be doing that maybe you feel like you're missing out on, or a sector that's more nuanced or niche?
One of the people what I've been doing traditionally with digital marketing is this thing is changing every day. I'm talking about paradigm shift is happening all the time. New methods, new ways to do this. So to stay highly competitive, digital marketing is I had to be dropped into that, but like that is a whole lot of sharks in that. So in order to stay any type of competitive, I had to go the route. But one of the things I knew I needed was I did need a digital sales strategist as far as someone who else actually thought like me, but also had the other pieces that I had, like how to build funnels and how to build scripts and, going that route. So that's why I brought Apollos on. But I actually am looking for that developer. I'm actually looking for that individual that understands the tech side of how to build AI software. So that is a sector of what I need. But that is not necessarily for individuals yet. It is for actually Kairos. And I think that will take time. That's like a year and a half project, 2-year project. And I know some money going to go into that to make it happen. I'm prepared to do that to ensure that I can scale that the right way. And I got to test it on the market. It works. All types of foolishness, right? Foolishness is a good term I use, right? All types of crazy fun stuff.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. More fun question. You seem very much like a producer of a lot of different things. You have your market, your people. What do you consume? What businesses do you love? Like this fits right to your personal pocket. Like stuff that you love to receive.
Yeah. So there's evolution that did happen in my company. I still love working with social enterprises. I'm talking about socially responsible companies that feel a call to their community, right? And I can dig into that mission, that vision, right? Nonprofits have always been a great success for me as well, and then schools. So those are like the 3 things that I've done really well with in times past. The personal CMO product is very hyper-focused. It is hyper-focused on social media, hyper-focused on BIPOC founders that are that want to be socially responsible, don't know how to really actually start. They have done some level of success in business, but they want more support and help. So that's where I'm at right now.
I may not have said the question well.
Oh.
I meant more like grocery delivery or like pet services. Like for you as a human, as like just a human, what do you like to consume?
Oh, sorry. I had a different hat on. You know what? I got a cool opportunity. I like a lot of anime, right? Anime stuff. I actually got a cool opportunity to speak at an anime Comic-Con conference, talking about philosophy, religion. I'm a real spiritual guy, right? I go all types of directions, right? And it's actually taking place. Yeah. I got an opportunity to go speak there. That's
I'm Johnny, by the way.
That's okay. Yeah. I'll say, hey, Johnny. We meeting this week. So I like that stuff. I'm really big in anime. One of my favorite, like all-time favorite animes is Attack on Titan. That's like super like my jam, right? That's on other things too. One of those things, I am a foodie. I like to go out and eat. I have a good time eating and having a great time doing those things. So if you like, who like to eat? Everybody likes to eat. And coffee, of course. I do. Coffee's my jam.
Questions? I have a question.
Go for it.
You were mentioning that some other products are already on the market. They're kind of like a blueprint or a roadmap for what you would want the personal CMO to be.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of those? Would that be like the Adobe tools or something like segment, like market segmentation?
Repeat the question one more time.
Ooh, can you name some of those products?
Oh,
that you
as
would
far as
want
the
to,
actual software that I use?
yeah, that you would want to emulate with your personal CMO.
Oh, yeah. I actually have a few. There is one, I'm going to give y'all sauce right how to do this thing. But one of them is phone sites. Phone sites is dope. Have you ever heard of phone sites, anybody? Okay, I'll give you something for free. Phone sites has a copy AI writer, and they build all landing pages and software. So you put in keywords like name of your campaign, who is it targeted to, the type of the strategic marketing sound, like the voice, and then you put a little bit of words in. Click enter, and it comes up with like 200 different captions. So phone sites is pretty dope. That saves me a lot of time, energy, right? You also have another one that I really love, is Go High Level. Anybody ever heard of Go High Level? Yeah. It's been my jam. I enjoy Go High Level. It's been fun for me. But that is someone that's still controlling and operating that. I want to take some of those tools that's happening with that and actually it builds it out for you. Like Looker. Anybody heard of Looker? Looka? Okay. Looker does that. They build out images, logos. You just type in what you want, click enter, and it uploads a lot of that. So there's some softwares that are doing some of that stuff, but it doesn't incorporate building an actual strategy for you. I want to have that incorporated into the software that we have. I haven't seen that.
And would you want it to be, for that to be kind of the commodity for like a cheaper price that people can get started with that, and then you still have the professional services on top of it?
Correct.
Go deeper?
Absolutely. So the software, there will be tiers inside of it, and I'm still at embryo phase with this thing, right? But I've been thinking about it and writing a lot of different ideas for the past 6 to 8 months. This product will incorporate prices, but when you get to like high tickets offers, higher tickets, there will be other professional services that maybe AI cannot do. That will be a part of Kairos.
Awesome, thank you.
Quick question.
I like the questions, y'all. Y'all getting me hyped.
How do you said your ideal client is women, biracial women?
Women, biracial.
How do you find your people? How do you
Lead
get your
magnets.
clients?
That's what I do, right? I'm glad you asked that. So the thing is this: when it comes to marketing, and I'm probably preaching to the choir. We probably have a lot of people that knows a lot of different things. But when it comes to marketing, I actually do a deep analysis on who I'm speaking to first. Once I find her language or their language, I put it out there through maybe ad spend, PR strategy. PR is free. I can set you up on 200 different types of publications, and to find her, I now ask the question: where is she looking at? So for me, Afrotech, big. They 30 million people look at their website every week. But my client is on that site. So I'm finding out what she looks at. I study her Facebooks. So I actually find the avatar. I can extract her from Google. I type in keywords, biracial entrepreneur woman, 25 years old. This is free. Click enter. A woman will pop up, or the person will pop up and say, I want her. That's what she looks like. So I see the image, I see the interest, and what she does. And 9 times out of 10, you put in the right keywords in Google, you put it in your software or put it in your document, write a story about her. And 9 times out of 10, I go find that person and I interview them. This is what I do. I interview my ideal customer before I even sell a product to her. And I was like, what do you like? And I scale it.
Hey Bruce, so that's a great segue to a couple of questions I have. So, being a guy who's been marketing for 25 plus years, in your DNA, you have these experiences, you have this insight.
Yeah.
That's very personal. And I'm very curious how you think that will play out with AI, right? As you go down this path.
Yeah.
And it is from my experience, starting as a content promoter, watching so many people say, oh man, I never saw this money that it didn't translate. Like there's something in the DNA of knowing, knowing this is gonna sell. There's something in the DNA of promoting each show so separately and really getting into the conscious of that consumer and knowing why it connects with them. So very curious where you see that line of taking these experiments, which I think is really what's giving you success, right? Is each of these clients, each of these successes informs the next one and how that will play out with AI. I have a follow-up question.
Yeah, I did it because in order for me to scale, I have to incorporate an additional product in what I do. I want to actually stop what I'm doing with customers. So I normally set up people on 3 to 6 month retainers. I like 3 months because 90 days of data, you can see a lot of stuff happen in 90 days. 30 days is not enough because it's like, oh, it didn't work. You gotta give it time. You gotta talk to that algorithm. You gotta talk to that thing. You gotta figure it out, right? And there's a science to it. But the AI software will actually be incorporated in my presentations. I do actually every month free classes. I do classes and I talk to these individuals. They may take the service that for the personal CMO, we do it for you, or if you're not ready to pay that, you can start here. And actually I have this value ladder where you can start here, come to a free class, uptake, you can probably take some of my ebooks and my service, I have like a whole bunch of ebooks of different things, right? And then personal CMO software, and then you might the services that we do for you. So it's actually a part of my value ladder. it's not the say all be all. It actually is connected to what we actually do. It's incorporated inside our value life.
All right. Any conflict in you of knowing that going down this road potentially takes away work from copywriters, designers, right? It's a big conversation for all.
I actually did this. This is a crazy thing. I had this dialogue with myself. I say, if I build this and do really well, I came to this conclusion, and I'm talking, I do these experiments of thoughts, and I sit in meditation, I'll be somewhere in somewhere, and the conversation I had with myself, and I talk back to myself, so don't think I'm weird. Who talks back to himself? Okay, so I'm not the only one. That's because I'm just highly spiritual. I'm highly sensitive. I use my gift that I have. I'm connected to the world, and I put that into my products. The conversation I had with myself was that I can work in partnership with AI. I don't think it's going to necessarily replace. This is experimental thought. It's not going to replace what I'm doing. It will work in partnership with the human because that's the most valuable thing that has ever been created. Us, human. So AI is nothing but a carbon copy of me or a connection to me. So it's a tool that I use. I don't think it will replace. I think it will enhance what we do. And so that's just been a thought I've been on for like 6 months. And I would say that it would enhance what happens. That's just my thought, my opinion.
Yeah, you see some of the big tech companies now, they're not saying AI doesn't mean artificial intelligence, it means augmented intelligence. But, you know, that's big tech companies.
Oh, I do have one more slide, I forgot, just so you can see. All right, so if you're interested in, you don't know where to start at, I pretty much took 8 hours of content, ebooks I wrote, everything that I did for free. And actually, you can, if you're interested in it, you can get it. It's $47. I just wanted to offer that to people. So it's me being Bruce on Zoom. It is, we got maybe 30, 40 people at a time on these calls, and we're having a good time. I'm going over the deep stuff. So you can get all of the how to spread the digital word, how to grow your business with social media relationships, unconditional guide to build a brand identity, ebooks, ways to grow your business online, you get Canva templates, all types of things, right? And if you want that, you can have that. It's automatic, it comes directly to you. Yeah, so I want to make sure you have that.
All right, I have a question.
Yeah.
You are a mentor, you are a valuable person in this community in terms of the entrepreneurship community. Black Wall Street, grind coffee. What time do you wake up in the morning?
Well, I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, and it's for real. They're the same 24 hours in the day that you have, I have, right? But there are people that are doing more than me with the same 24 hours. Like time management is crucial for me. So I'm up at 5 a.m. I'm walking. I do walk every morning, right? I walk every morning, and I actually spend time with Bruce. Spend time with Bruce and the God that I serve, right? That's Bruce, my universe, my world. I'm in Bruce zone. I drink my coffee, do my thing, and I drop off my daughter every morning. Yep, and most times I pick her up. But during the day, probably like if you stay with me for one day, in 30 minutes I would have had already 5 phone calls. I would have solved at least 6 problems. For real, this is real. 6 problems and probably closed a deal or 2 in those 30 minutes. So every hour for me is jam-packed and every day is intentional. Super, super intentional. And I make myself go to bed no later than 10 o'clock. Sometimes it's 10:30, it's a struggle. I have to cut my brain off. I have to do these stretches, these exercises. I have to do that stuff because I'm on go mode. Like I'm ready to go, ready to dream, right? But sometimes I don't sleep. Sometimes I may stay up for, 48 hours. Not often. But I do it probably like twice in a quarter where I just go 48 hours straight. Don't sleep. I have a space by the lake, another house where I go. It's Bruce and my thoughts, and I go crazy. Got all type of stuff in the house, ideas, just me, and I don't sleep. That's if I needed to get ahead. To stay ahead, you have to do things that you have never dreamed of doing. Like, in order to really be number one, right? in order to really like do it. Now hacking a whole nother story. You thought I was mad? Went to Jay Hackett? That's what I mean, just trying to keep up with him for real. Now I don't know how he does it, but at the same time, I do go to bed at night. I do have a family, and I schedule everything, even the time I spend with my family. So I schedule everything, literally. Yeah.
Great, I think we have time for one more.
Go for it. Go for it.
Alex.
Bruce.
What's going on, bro?
Man, it's been great seeing your journey. As you know, we met at Grind a long time ago. When I was first getting started and seeing what you're doing is just an inspiration, right? Iron sharpens iron. So I see what you're doing. I'm like, what do I got to do next? So thank you so much for just continuing to scale yourself, scale your business, scale the community, and continue to do that. My question for you is as far as strategic partnerships. Like you were saying, we're looking for strategic partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
What is an ideal strategic partner for you? What does that look like? What are some goals that maybe like what you offer versus, what an actual business needs? And then how are you planning on having the right people in the corner say, hey, we're going to offer all of this, maybe not just an AI component, maybe something else as well, so that way, that whole totality of the business, because oftentimes it is not just like, I need help with marketing. It's I need help with marketing, funding, bookkeeping, payroll, you name it.
Yeah.
So how are you planning on strategic partnering with other people?
All right, so I didn't pull it out the bag, but I talked about my ideal customer, right? It is the BIPOC family, right? Women. I actually have a product, and I told my audience about this, right? Women Warriors. Women Warriors does not just include, because you're right, the entrepreneur has so many components to it. So digital marketing is a big piece, but they also need personal development. Economy, that word literally means house law, how you manage your house. So when you study economy, where it comes from is a Greek term, right? This is me, this is what I do by myself. I found out, I had a revelation that people don't know how to manage their business because they don't know how to manage themselves. So the business that I'm teaching people is personal development. Like, the reason why I'm successful is not just because I got a dope business. I'm actually super disciplined in a lot of areas. I can do better in some areas. I can work out more. You can probably help me with that, right? I do eat right, so I do go to bed. I know I need those things. But I'm helping women because I have had much success with them in the past time, just giving my life, my service. And when I found that out, so personal development, funding, I know how to get funding pretty quickly for businesses with 6 months to a year of the LLC. So 150,000, 200,000, how to do that, right? I have people that can do that too. So I'm actually looking for people to actually talk directly to this audience that has certain things. I'm not a CPA, so we need certain things, legalities, all those, you gotta protect your business. I do partner with that. So the AI software will actually be included in the Women Warriors, but the Women Warriors is an actual online community that I'm building for the women, and I'm finding partners that can talk directly to their audience. So that's one of the ways, but I'm open to other ways too. I'm always open to different conversations. So
Fantastic.
I appreciate that, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Give it up for Bruce.